So I take this one design, right? And I take it and I turn it into a half a piece of cheese. But inside the half a piece of cheese, you can see the way, see this is up, this is down, it's sitting tall, linear width. And I take the half a piece of cheese and boom, I duplicate it. Now I have two halves of a piece of cheese that create the 8. Because when you're doing anything, you're always starting in the center. You have to come out from the center to the outside before you go all the rounds. That's your Fibonacci. That's your E world. You come out from the center, you go all the way around, you create the D at the top and the C at the bottom. That would be your coming out from the center, you go all the way around, creating your D, and then your C from your D. So it's a CD. So it's 5, 3, 4 creation inside the E world. And that's this design over here. Now we're going to go from this design, okay, to the understanding, and this is the beginning of the word Zion. Zion equals to number 64. Okay, but before we get to the 6421 in Zion, in which Saturn, okay, you will also note in Saturn that the single count is also 21. And it also says Baba. Okay, Greek use it for one, Abba is for another. 7 times 3, 7 plus 3, 7 minus 3, 7 divided by 3, 231. 77, 77, 77. Christ, Christ, Christ Almighty, 313. Altered current. 21 plus 7, 21 minus 7, 28. Cycle of the moon. Passage of ADN. 21-3, 21-3, 18-24. 18 is right, 12 is left. Anytime you see 14, that would represent a quarter. 14 or 41. 21 and 3 is 24. 3 times 6 and 4 times 6. 7 times 4. 2 times 7. So these are 7 times 7 is 49, plus 14, 63 moon, electric company, 9 lives of the cat, bringing us to the high sky, altered current, creation of 1, bringing us down to 3 and 9, the skies of Saturn. 3 and 3 equals rotation, 9 and 6 equaling inside of Mars, equaling to the E world. 5 gets divided, 5 times 3 equals to the 15 equals 6 and 3. 5 and 1 is 6 and 3. This is 9 and 8, saying the word high. This is 9 and 3. This is 3 and 6. Okay, now these are all basics of a linear understanding in relationships to numbers. 21 plus 10, 21 minus 10 equals to 11. 21 minus 16. Where do we have the 21 minus 16 equals to 0.5, and we're back to Mars, back to the number 5. 21 minus 16, I already had it done, is 5. 31 plus 6 minus 6 equals to 25 Earth, which is 1/4. This number here and this number here represent 1 corner. Altered current to F. 3 and 1 is 4. 6 and 4 back to Zion again. Now we're going to turn the page back. We're going to turn the page back, and we're going to go down to Africa. And in Africa, you get 725 Earth, 9, 3, and 1 Saturn, the spirit of Saturn. This will also relate to 613 laws, ICA, a free country. The short count inside of this word is 38, 1, 7, 25, 34 DC world, 37, 38. That's the church. The short count of this is 1, 6, 7, and 9 is 16, and 9 is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, the birth in the church. The era in Israel, 9, 19, 18 equals to 64. This one will be 29. Let me move back this pen. This will be 39 and 20 and 20, 39 and 29. Did I get that 38 and 29? The church and the birth, and we bring it on to Israel. 28, 29, 57, 01. This is inside the cycle of the moon. Zion again. Jupiter 99, Neptune 95, Earth 7, planet 3, Nibiru. Now we bring this on to the next session, where we now have thou. Who art thou in heaven? Thou equaling to 64 In heaven, 19. Zion is a reduce of 28. Israel is a reduce of 28. 6428. This will create DC. This will create electric company, DC and electric company. We bring back to art thou. Now we're going to come down here and so be it. So let it be written. So let it be done. Bait, the Hebrew letter bait, the IT world, breaking and entering, B and E. IT equals to 29, B and E equals to 7. The basics of the letters. So let it be. So means half. L-E-T, or to let, or to tell communication. So let it be, meaning sun, soleil, solet. So let it be. The T-I-T is the plugs, the tits, to plug the mountains together. So I'm just trying to figure out where there's some words missing. There's a word missing. We have thou. Inside the word thou is time heaven. Where? Time heaven. O and U is 36. Time heaven inside of Jupiter. 20 plus 8 is 28, and 36 equals to 64, plus 6 equals to 70, equals the spirit of 76. Thou art in Zion. Split this in half because there's a 0. It becomes 1.5. What is 1.5 of this? How do we reduce this? Is it 38 and 19? Is it 36? No, we're not going to get into that. There are some things that are missing in this. God is God. 764 God equals to 17. Is God equals to 51. I think I did this already. Equals to 17 equals to 168 hours in the week. 168 hours in the week. 15, 15, 15. 47 times 47, 1551. The year that Moses said God is God. 7, 6, and 4. 7 times 4 is 28. 6 times 4 is 20. 52 Earth. 4 by 7, 28 the moon. 4 by 6, 24 the day. 6 by 4, 24 the day. 6 by 7, 42 reverse 9 lives of the cat. Communication in the 168 hours of the week. And 168 is 13 times 13, and we don't count the center block connecting it. There was another thing that when we spoke about Africa, we talk about sacrifice, 3865. We connect this to 103. 103 is the sacrifice, is inside of Mercury, connecting Earth and Mars. Win a big red sun, the beta world. Neptune, win a big red sun. Bull, creation of the moon, win a big red sun. Birth, spirit heaven. 47 to the cycle. Because of the S, we've already done these, and I'm not very happy with this video. It seems like I've done this already. So let it be said, God is God. Did we do these already? We did Israel. 10-10. And one of the relationships between 10-10 is becomes 77, and that says Christ. Christ is a relationship to your DNA. Christ is a relationship to where 77 becomes 16, and 16 is 32, and that is the freezing point. 610 minutes is this numeric over here, but we have to add 6 hours. 420, it becomes 1030 or 103, and again we're connected to Mercury, Earth, Mars. 1030 over here we have to add another 6, becomes 1036 or 136 in the laws of Moses coming in. 1330 is the total for the second time of the day. 2200 hours and 10. 2200 become 4 and 1. Your DNA is back at 1010, equaling to 1330. And what's missing? What's missing? 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24, times 5 equals to 120. If you do 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, multiplying, it will now equal to 210. When you add 1 through 15, when you add up 1 through 15, okay, plain pull, you will have 120. When you add up 1 through 20, you will have 210. So this is your relationship, and 210 is the relationship of the connecting of the Mayan time, knowing that this area space is what's missing, filling in the weekend. So do we go down and this and coming around the weekend, or do we go around? Is there a clicker? that knocks off something in the day to move the constellations that go around it. But in the Mayan Sanskrit, you see this number over here because it's 216 hours, all zeros equal to 6, because the 0 is in between two sides, counting for a difference of 6. Or 6 all the way around. 6 times 60, 360. Now we're missing the 24 hours to make it 240 hours and a 10-day period. That is the link in time. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I like this little figure. You sort of have to get up and walk through the door and get down to the other side. I'm not really sure when this starts to lift off the paper. Anyways, so we did this, we did that. We did the smiley faces. We didn't do this yet. This is the color relationships and what happens to our numbers in colors, which obviously will connect constellations. It'll connect planets. Like I said, I only come in here and I bring rectification and understanding where planets, language, like Earth. Okay, out of all the planets, only Earth really changes its name, okay, to the word tear. Okay, every other planet, Mars, Pluto, Mercury, are just a different sound, but the complete change is inside of tear. It's the same thing for colors. I don't have pink here, but pink is one of the rare colors that when you add white to a color, it doesn't stay the same. When you add white to yellow, white to blue becomes baby blue. White to yellow becomes a soft yellow. But white to red changes its name. It becomes pink. Actually, white to green. But how do we get green? We get green from yellow and blue. So green, when we have it over here, becomes a lighter green. You can call it lime, but it's a lighter green because they use that term. But pink is never really used. And the same thing when you have black. You add black and white together and it becomes the gray. So just like white and red and black and white come together are the two most changed word likes for their color. Not happy that I'm not getting very much done lately. I think we're going to leave it at that. We know it's baseball season right now, and baseball season takes us into the sun. It brings us into the bay and the sun. Hockey brings us to altered current. The spirit is 76, the half-life, frozen on the pond. Football brings us birth in the church. Remember, birth in the church is the grinder. Turns around that ball when it's hit. Golf 22 and 40 brings us to the blue world of life. Bill, ball, bell, doll, bull, mill, nil, till. All these stay the same. Only the first letter changes. So what is the definition and where will we be able to go with these letters? M13 equals to 4. This one equals to 5. These two words will come together meaning sun. But 5 and 4 coming together is 13. Okay, this one coming together is 14, brings us the green ball. But 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. And 1 plus 3 is 4, brings us the sun and pool. The green, 5 and 6 inside a pool brings us together. The sun brings the green world. This one is 2, and W is 5. So kneel and wheel come together is 55. So now we have to understand these two letters. 14 and 23 equals to 37. 37 is the big red sun. It is the game of blackjack. And we all have to understand, everybody knows that when you're in high school and some girl says or some guy says this over here, somebody else might say this. Somebody might come in mathematics say this, and I'll say Nibiru is the creator of all of this. Win a big red sun. There's also the relationship and understanding of ER or RE, or how about D and E? Which in French, this over here, if you say de, it means two. But D and E also means of the. The word of is 66, and that's a relationship of 615, and that is two sides. Two sides of Mars, two sides, the birth of Mars. 6 by 15 equals to 90. 15 becomes 6, becomes 36, becomes creation of the two temperatures, Celsius and Fahrenheit, bringing us weights and measures. I can tell you anything, but this is all a game, putting it together. We were born into a world that was recreated for our own recreation. Raphael, coming to you from the House of Paint. Thank you for watching this video.